Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to another training. I'm going to give it a second here while we get some people on. But today, excited to chat some real estate with you guys and, really answer any questions that you might have. So, for most people, real estate investing, it just seems so difficult. And even for me, when I first got started, it seemed so difficult. But then once you start asking questions, you start to understand that it's not that difficult because, like I say over and over and over, this business is about one, finding a property, two, making that property nicer, and three, selling it for more money. And that's flipping houses. And if flipping houses is not something you're ready for, well, then wholesaling is just an incredible way, to get started in this business. So I see we have some people on now. So if you guys want to put any questions in the comments, I'm more than happy to start answering. All right, so no questions yet. Maybe there's a delay here, but okay. Anyone from homeschooled on right now? We had a awesome webinar last night, by the way. It was just fantastic. The energy within the group is just wonderful. And then on Tuesday we had a deal finding session. I don't know if you guys checked that out. It was actually open to the public. That was a lot of fun. And we're going to be opening up more deal finding sessions coming up. So probably once or twice a month, you're going to see me actively hunting for deals, and you guys can actually jump on and watch that live. And then also don't forget, for the homeschooled students, don't forget Thursday, which is tonight, we have deal review with Tarek Buys Houses. So if you have a deal you want reviewed, take it tonight. And if you don't have a deal, you still got to show up, because this is where you learn. I mean, these are two of the best in the business evaluating properties, and the best way to learn how to evaluate properties is to do it with the best in the business. So you guys, if you're with homeschool, make sure you guys are showing up for Thursday night. Super important. Good morning, Taylor. Any questions for me this morning, Taylor? See, the only problem with Facebook is it's not interactive, so I can't pull you guys up here with me and chat, so I just have to answer your questions. All right, I got some questions coming in. Here we go. Okay. Luz McCullough, do you ever invest in lots? The only time I would invest in a lot if I was looking to build something on it. Because if you invest in a lot and you don't have anything on that lot, well, you're not producing income. You're not creating cash flow. And one of the big things that I like with real estate is if I place my money, I expect to get a return. So I don't want my money just sitting there in the dirt. I want something on that lot that I can rent out and bring me some cash flow. All right, here is Jake Lustig. In one of your latest videos, you said you liked rentals in the $300,000 range. Let's say hypothetically, some of your rentals go up in value to $1 million. Do you say Yahoo and cash out refinance and buy more rentals? Or do you say, having a $1 million rental is kind of risky. I'd rather sell the property and buy three more $300,000 homes. Honestly, if I bought a house for 300 that went up to $1 million, well, that means a Diet Coke is probably $4.99, and we've experienced some extreme inflation. But over time, like the real estate I own today that I paid 300 for, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, it could be worth $1 million. I think there's a very good chance. And would I borrow against that and buy more real estate? 100%. And that's the beauty of real estate. You can leverage it. Like, I wouldn't be able to buy as much real estate if I didn't buy properties years ago and those values didn't go up. Because when the values go up, I borrow against those properties, and then I buy more real estate, let those values go up, borrow against those properties, buy more real estate. The thing you got to remember is this: if you're borrowing against an asset, you can't buy a car, you can't remodel your house. The rule is very simple. If you're borrowing against an asset, wherever you put that money needs to be greater than the payment amount that you borrowed. Meaning, if you borrowed $300,000 against one of your properties and it cost you $1,800 a month, and then you went and bought a rental property, well, that rental property better be bringing in at least $2,600, $2,700, $2,800 a month. So you can borrow against something as long as you place the money somewhere else that will cover the payment. Okay. Reem, hey Tarek from Homeschooled. All right. I hope you had fun last night. I had a great time last night. So Reem from Homeschooled says, we flipped our house, but there's a slight problem. One seller wants to. Oh, sorry. There's a slight problem. One seller wants to sell it below comps, and another seller wants to sell it a bit higher than comps. The one seller wants to sell it ASAP. The one seller wants to sell it ASAP, but we don't want to lose value. What's the option? Okay, option number one, definitely don't sell it. Try to sell it above the comps. It's probably going to sit there. In the end, you're going to lose money. We are in a recession and the real estate market is dicey. If you were to price it below comps and it was truly below comps, well, then there's a good chance you would get multiple offers and drive that price above list. So my opinion here would be to price it at the comps or maybe a little bit below the comps to try to generate activity and try to get multiple offers. But the last thing I would do would be pricing it above the comps because the inventory is growing. What is the best ways to find renovation teams for out-of-state flips and rentals? You know, use Google. I mean, you can literally go on Google fix and flip contractors in Indiana. You know, that's an example right there. Fix and flip contractors in Southern California. Another thing you could do if I was buying houses in Charlotte, North Carolina, I would do research. I would find out what homes have been flipped in the last 6 months. I would then do research to try to find out who the contractor was that remodeled those houses. And then I would call that contractor to see if they could remodel mine. Okay. From France, bonjour. All right, I got a little French in me. What's the best? Okay. How did I manage to get a TV show at the beginning of Flip or Flop? Just like everything else I do, and just like everything else I do in life, I tried. While other people think about it, while other people talk about it, while other people wonder about it, the day I had the idea to get on TV, within 30 minutes, I was emailing production companies with my idea. So my success comes from taking massive action immediately. Did you guys ever do an in-person meetup post-COVID? Yes, we had 3 live events, Taylor. They were so much fun. And we're actually planning our next live event in April of 2023. And most likely, it's going to be in Scottsdale, Arizona. So I am super excited about this event. So when I get more information, I'll share the details. But I'd love to meet all of you live and in person. It's just going to be so much fun. Alicia, can you please role play a call? Alicia, can you please role play a call to an out-of-state investor? Absolutely. So on Tuesday's deal review, I'm actually making calls and I'm actually showing you guys exactly what I say. So if you're on Tuesday on the deal finding sessions, that's open to the public. So if you're not on Homeschooled, you can check that out too. Okay. Luz McCullough. Tarek, I know you like rentals. I have a property rental in Florida in an area, but it got affected by Hurricane Ian. I'm not sure if I should hold on to it or sell it. I'm afraid I won't be able to rent it to tourists because tourism is now. Sorry, the screen keeps moving on me. Tourism is now low in the area. I would need a lot of time to analyze the situation. One, if it was affected pretty bad, you're probably getting insurance money, and if you're getting insurance money, you should be able to, rebuild your house pretty nice, and once that's done, you would probably get some decent rents. So some things to think about. Okay. Sorry guys, with Facebook, whenever you guys write comments, my screen scrolls and then I lose my spot. I keep seeing that now is not the time to be flipping. What are your thoughts? Well, I can tell you that any real estate investors like myself are going to tell you it's bullshit. So I'm sorry. The people that are saying it's not time to be flipping, they're not flipping houses and they don't know what they're doing. I mean, I've sold 36 of my flips in the last 4 months. So we are flipping houses. Taylor Watkins, I would talk to your CPA, but I do believe so. I think it would be a tax write-off. Yes. Elodie, my 5-year-old daughter is a big fan. Oh, tell her I said hi. And just like you, well, thank you. Uh, I wanted to do this for a long time. We are coming to LA in February 4th for 3 weeks, and she would love to meet you. Well, I'm going to have a newborn about that time, but tell her I say hello. Sasha Orange, do you think right now is still a good time to flip houses considering the interest rates are so high on the future buyer side? Absolutely. It's an incredible time to flip houses, and if you don't feel comfortable flipping, you can wholesale real estate. 100%. It's an incredible time. These are the times we wait for. I mean, over the last couple of years, finding a deal was almost impossible. I mean, today they're all over the place. You just need to put in the work and know how to find them and then know what to do once you find them. But they're everywhere right now. And what's different about today's market is before it's like looking for a needle in a haystack, you know, and today they're on the MLS, they're on Zillow, they're on Realtor.com, they're on Redfin, so they're out there. Brandon, the best strategy to build a buyer's list. Well, very simple. Wherever you are flipping a property, find out who the other flippers are, skip trace that information, reach out to them, ask them if they're interested in your properties. Les McCullough, no insurance money. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm sorry. Todd Duncan, where do you recommend getting a blank contract and offer form for wholesale? Well, if you're within the homeschool program, we have a student center where you can obtain all of your documents needed for real estate transactions. Okay, okay. You guys having fun yet? I enjoy these Facebook Lives with you guys. Okay. Elodie, you very often talk about marketing. Can you tell me more about this? What marketing? Sure. So, you know, when you're getting into wholesaling or real estate investing, there's two ways to generate leads. One way, you have no money. Well, you're putting in the work, making a lot of phone calls, knocking on doors, writing letters, sending text messages, and networking. If you have money, well, then you start marketing. Types of marketing that are great to start as a real estate investor. One is print mail, but not all print mail is created equal. So we had a print mail specialist on a couple of weeks ago over at Homeschooled. Any homeschooled students, make sure you watch that training video. It is absolutely fantastic. So mailing is one thing I like, as well as digital marketing strategies. And that would be paid marketing. Okay. Jeremiah, looking to wholesale to build capital to fix and flip in San Bernardino. What are your thoughts on that market? I think it is a fantastic market. I literally just sent out, I think, like 20,000 postcards last week to San Bernardino County. It is a wonderful market to get started in. Tarek, do you own any rentals in Texas? Houses, no, but I do own a 171 unit apartment building in Mesquite, Texas. Thoughts on Houston market? I think Houston's a fantastic market. Laura, my first flip is about to be listed. It took longer than planned due to contractors, so I lost some money. I'm thinking about selling myself anywhere. Oh, selling it yourself. Okay, so if you have the time to sell it yourself, here's two things that are very, very important. One, you must offer a buyer agent a commission, at least 2.5%. So that's number one. And two, it has to be listed on the multiple listing service. So I don't know if you're talking about, you know, hiring like a discount broker to help you list it, but you can't just for sale by owner it with a sign and an ad in the paper. It does not work. You need to be on the MLS and you need to be paying a buyer's agent. Nancy, I'm a homeschooled student. Can we mention you are our mentor when we are working a business deal? You can absolutely tell people I'm your mentor. And like I say on all the trainings, if you really want some like one-on-one hand holding through your first couple transactions, you know, I will partner with you on the deal and my entire team will walk you through the entire process on a transaction. So you can really learn the nuts and bolts of a transaction. And guys, for everybody that's not on with Homeschooled, you got to check out, you know, the free strategy sessions. We offer them. It should be here in the chat. and just really find out, what we can do for you, because everybody's situation is different, and the ultimate goal is really to kick off your real estate career. So again, these strategy sessions are totally free, and they're there to help you. Okay, Josh, where do you suggest someone go to school for real estate? Well, that would be Homeschooled by Tarek. So that's the best real estate school that I know of. If you're talking about getting a real estate license, you can just take some classes over the internet and just work on getting that license. Sean Bryant, hey Tarek, what resource can I go to find off-market properties? I live in New York. Through the homeschool program, we have something called Deal Finder, where you can actually identify what properties you want to go after in the New York market. From there, you skip trace it, which means you have someone find all the phone numbers. And then when it's done, you have a list of properties you're interested in, and you have the phone numbers to the owner. Then you call them, you text them, you mail them. This is from Les McCullough. Thank you for answering my questions. One question related to wholesale. Once you have the contract, how do you find a flipper interested in such contract? Good question. So let's just say Tarek El Moussa, through a cold calling campaign, I picked up a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in Anaheim, California for $300,000. And I know when it's fixed up, it's going to be worth $550,000. But let's just say I have no money. So I need to sell it to an investor. The first thing I would do would go on the multiple listing service. If you don't have access to that, I would go on Zillow. I would draw a 3-mile circle around the property and look at all the houses that have sold in the area the last 6 months. And what you're going to do is scroll through the pictures and read the descriptions. And you're going to try to identify which of those houses were flipped by a real estate investor. And typically a big signal is everything's new. It'll say it in the description. Look at the pictures of the closets. If there's no clothing, nobody lives there. And then once you get that information, that's where you do the research to try to figure out who the contractor was, or no, not the contractor, who that investor was that bought it. So let's just say I do a 3-mile radius around the property I'm looking to flip. I see that there was 10 houses flipped by investors. I take those property records. I then find out who the owner was. I call them. I'd be like, hey, my name's Tarek El Moussa. I just bought 123 Main Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I can get it to you for $350,000. And I noticed you just bought 127 Main Street right around the corner a couple months ago. So I was just calling to see if you're interested. Guess what? They're most likely going to be interested, because if they already did one deal in that area, they know the market, they know the inventory. So there's a good chance that that's going to be your buyer. Sasha, do you think the market is going to crash in the next 1 or 2 years, considering that there will be a lot of forbearances coming? I don't think the market is going to crash. No, I don't. Do I think there's a good chance prices could drop another 10, 15%? Yes, I do. Fortunately, we work on buying properties, at 60 to 70% of the value. So that leaves us a little bit of cushion. Dondra, does your course talk about rental properties? I have several rentals and I'm looking to add more. Absolutely. We talk about rental properties. We talk about wholesaling. We talk about fix and flip. And the homeschool program is really teaching you how to become a real estate investor. There's no gimmicks. There's no shiny objects we're trying to pitch you on. There's no cool, sexy thing. It's becoming a real estate investor. Like, you've never seen someone on the cover of Forbes for wholesaling real estate. In order to create wealth, you need to own real estate. Bottom line, not wholesale, but own real estate. And if you don't have money, the great way to start building the wealth is through wholesaling. But once you get that money, that's when you got to actually buy the assets. What do you think is the best advice you can give someone to start flipping homes in 2023? Very simple. Get started. What are you waiting for? The opportunity's here. I'm here. Homeschooled's here. We want to coach you. We want to teach you. Don't let this opportunity pass. Reno Fontana, you're an inspiration to a senior guy like me. Oh, thank you. And like me, who has a dream to make it back to the top through real estate. I live in Big Bear Lake, and I'm wondering if there are any real estate clubs in my area that you are aware of. Unfortunately, no real estate clubs that I'm personally aware of in the Big Bear area. I'm sure on the internet you can find some, But if you're looking for a community, we all get together every single week live for a couple hours, all the students and myself, and we talk and we network, we train, we coach, we inspire. So if you're interested in that, you should definitely book a strategy session, and they're totally free. Okay, is there a difference with the homeschooled program from when I signed up in July compared to now? The only difference is it's getting better and better and better, meaning I'm just adding new things. Back in July, we didn't have deal finding sessions. Back in July, we didn't have free deal review with Target Buys Houses. Back in July, we weren't building Homeschool 2.0. So things are just going to continue to get better, better, and better. Alex, I have a fix and flip coming on the market in about a week and in about a week and a half in Concord, California, the Bay Area. My contractors as well took a lot longer than expected, but the home is going to be completely remodeled. Yeah. Due to material costs as well as our expenses have gone out of control, do you think I could price it a little more aggressively since it's pretty much a brand new house? Or do you think I scale back for a quick sale? Do not price it aggressively. I'm just telling you that. Price it at what's fair, and then at that point, that's where you're hoping it's going to sell. We are in a tough market right now. The last thing you want is your properties just sitting. Hi, Tark. When you want to find contractors out of state, you look to see which flipper bought and sold the house, but they don't want to share their contractor list. Any ideas how I could find out who they use? Yes. So instead of going to the investor, if that doesn't work, go to the real estate agent and just say, hey, don't say you're an investor. Just say, hey, I'm the owner of a property around the corner at 123 Main Street. And I was looking at the pictures of the house you sold at 127 Main Street, and I thought the remodel was beautiful. And we're thinking about remodeling our house. Do you by any chance have that contractor's information? There's a good chance they're going to help you out. Josh Petro, where would you look to start flipping or wholesaling in Minnesota? Well, I would start wherever I lived in Minnesota. So I'd say wherever you live, I would give yourself a 2-hour driving radius of your home, and that should be the market you're going after. Julie Ford, doing my first wholesale deal tomorrow, I hope. I have people that want to sell a house because of a death in a family, so I have the house. What's next? Okay, do you have a contract on that house, Julie? I have a lot of questions. If you're interested in partnering with me on the deal, we can hold your hand through the entire process. If that's something you are interested in, you can email adam@tarikbuyshouses.com. Southwest Elodie. In France, they say that with the current banking problems, prices will fall like 2008. Prices, they have fallen, and there's a good chance they're going to fall more, but it's not going to be like 2008 for one big reason. In 2008, people's houses were worth $600,000 and they owed $700,000. They had no skin in the game. Today, their houses are worth $700,000 and maybe they owe $300,000 or $400,000. Well, what does that mean? They have equity. So are they just going to walk away and try to short sale? No, they're going to fight for their money. So the difference is back then, nobody fought for their houses because they didn't care. They were upside down. Today, people have equity and they're going to fight for their houses. All right, guys. Well, I got to head out to filming a little Flipping 101. But I had a great time with everybody today. I hope you guys enjoyed. And don't forget, for homeschooled students, tonight we have a deal review with Target Buys Houses. It's really important you guys show up because this is where you're gonna learn how to analyze deals. So I had a great time today, and I'll see everybody next week. Take care.